Hey guys, happy Wednesday and welcome to a Q&A session with Keely. Woohoo! I currently have a cold and so kind of a Debbie Downer last couple days. Anyway, I am here to answer any of your questions and you can type them into the comments and they will show up right there. Anyway, if you guys don't know much about me, my name is Keely, and I am the host of the Resell Revolution podcast and the Resell Revolution in general. I have been a reseller for 15 years. I currently have a vintage store in Hood River, Oregon, and have been a top-rated eBay seller for the last, I guess it's been 3 or 5 years, something like that. I've been on eBay forever, but it wasn't until the last few years that I really pushed to make that a real business. And then when I was doing so well there, I hit the $8,000 mark and I was like, I'm going to start a store, because who doesn't love to be able to put stuff on a shelf and see it leave later that day? It's really cool. So those of you that are just joining, you're welcome to type in your questions in the little comments area and it will pop up on my screen here, which is super cool. This is being broadcasted on my Facebook page as well as my YouTube channel, which literally has like nothing on it right now because I am working on getting that going. I am not a videographer. That's not my specialty. So YouTube is new for me. But you guys get to kind of run the show. Tell me what topics you want to talk about and I will answer them. All right, Taylor, thank you so much for the comment. As a full-time reseller, what do you do for insurance? So if I was just selling on eBay or Poshmark, I would not even worry about insurance. I only needed insurance when I was doing vendor events, like the ones where you go to large events and there's a bunch of different booths and you're renting a space. This is like a weekend event, not a space in an antique mall. You would get insurance that covered that event and the events would tell you what insurance you needed. So a lot of times they want you to have like $1 million in liability coverage in case like someone trips over a cord or your tent falls on them or something. And then when you have a booth in an antique mall like mine, sometimes they want you to have insurance that covers your space in there as well. So it could even be attached to your home policy. For my store, because I'm an actual like brick and mortar business, so I have people coming into my space, I have to have liability insurance for that as well. And my building has insurance. What about medical? You don't really need medical insurance to be a full-time reseller. Oh, what do you do for insurance? I actually was a school bus driver. And so when I was a full-time reseller without my store, I had the benefit of driving a school bus in the morning and the afternoon for 20, I think it was like 20 hours a week. And I got full-time health benefits. And that's what I did for insurance. Now that I have my store, I just have a very, very basic plan that isn't near as good as the one I had when I was driving school bus. And driving school bus is really, really a tough job, but the benefits make it worth it. The benefits that I had for medical and dental were like worth $700 a month. So on top of the little bit of paycheck I got, it really worked out as a full-time reseller. But then when I opened my store, I guess that would make you a part-time reseller, but you can be a full-time reseller and a part-time school bus driver, which is how I consider myself, because I was working 2 jobs because I loved it. And I love the benefits of driving the school bus. But then I opened my store and now I'm truly a full-time reseller, but you just have to pull it out of pocket to pay for whatever plan you and your family need. But that's a really good question. I've actually never been asked that question before, because insurance is kind of a drag to pay for, especially when you're my age. Like, I also have a plan. There's a doctor here that does, it's $80 a month for any sort of doctor visit you need. Anything that is just really basic, shots and prescriptions. And if you need stitches, he could do that, but it's like $80, so it's perfect. Yeah, thanks for asking. Okay. I guess I will just tell you how it's going in the store until I get more questions. Yay. So in the store, we are working on holiday promotions. Our big promotion for getting people to visit us is shop local, shop consignment, shop secondhand. And I do Facebook Lives talking about the benefits of shopping secondhand and giving it as a gift because it, is truly the best way to shop. It's become very trendy. You look, all these celebrities are buying secondhand. They're all promoting secondhand shopping. And when you shop local, especially at a consignment store like mine, you are supporting your neighbors by buying things that they brought into us because we only charge 40%. So your neighbors get 60%. And that's kind of our pitch. And that, the items are better for the environment because they're not being created new and they're not being thrown in the dump either. All right, Nikki, how do you keep inventory of merchandise that is in the store and on eBay? That is a really good question. So in my store, I have invested in a point of sale program called Simple Consign by Traxia. And this system is, I decided when I started the store that what was going to set me apart from the rest of the antique malls was that I was actually going to know my inventory. And I wasn't going to have to figure out commission checks by hand. I am really bad at math and I am really bad at bookkeeping. And so I needed a system that was basically going to do it all for me. And I could just type it in and it would be like that. And so my system allows me to enter my inventory when I get it. I can put the cost of what I paid for it in my system. And then when consigners bring me stuff, I enter it in, or they can enter it in on their end. They get a back office, like their own login, which is really cool. And when things sell, it automatically deducts credit card fees and the commission that I get, and it puts it in their own account, which is really awesome. And so that's what I use in the store. For eBay, I have a profit tracking sheet. And so I do not have things on the sales floor that are on eBay. I did when I first opened, but now that I have an employee, it's really hard to make sure. Because I knew when things sold if I'd put them on eBay. But if something sells on the floor and she didn't know it was on eBay, then that would be a problem, right? Because then it sold and then it sells on eBay and I'm stuck. So I have a profit tracking sheet. And so I enter the things into the sheet. Sorry, I have a cold. And it will automatically total the I put the cost of goods sold in it, and then it will tell me when what my profits are on it. And so that's a manual sheet that I type things into. And I try to do that at least every week, enter new items in there and make sure that I'm keeping track of my profits and the fees that sell on eBay. So that's how I keep track of those. I keep them separate. It's a really bad idea, unless you're the only one managing your business, to have things on your sales floor and on eBay at the same time. Okay. Amanda says, I just ran across your page tonight and I'm excited to learn. I do reselling now, but being more efficient is a must to keep going. Absolutely. It can be really hard to stay efficient because it's one of those things where you chase the shiny object and you're like, oh, but I could list things over here. Oh, wait, I could go sourcing, and then I go sourcing a bunch and have a giant, a giant pile of things. And how do I list things faster? Because clothing can take forever to list. And how do I cross post? And I talked to a gal earlier today and she was like, well, she asked me because I told her about cross-posting between eBay and Poshmark. And she was like, oh, yeah, I heard about that on your podcast. How do you do that? Is there a button that you push that cross-posts things between the platforms? And I was like, I laughed. I was like, I wish there was a magic button that just said cross-post to eBay. Thank you. After you list it on Poshmark, that would be amazing. But no, they don't make it that easy. If you're on selling things on the Facebook forums, yeah, of course you can just cross post, post some more areas and cross post between all the pages and the marketplace. Great. Not with eBay and Poshmark. So I told her you have to get a virtual assistant. And they are really, really inexpensive. I think I paid a gal on Fiverr 50 cents a listing to cross them between Poshmark and eBay. And you need to list them onto Poshmark first and then have them cross them over to eBay because of the square format pictures. Although If you take your pictures ahead of time as like a square photo for eBay, then you could have them do from eBay to Poshmark for you. Either way. But that's how you kind of become more efficient. You just put systems in place and you get help. Where I have my employee during slow days help me list things on eBay, and I've kind of trained her, taught her that way, because I don't have as much time as I used to list things on eBay. And right now we're doing a listing challenge, and Kelly, who just commented, is in that group. And it can be tough to find time to list. And just like we talked about yesterday during our coaching call, I think it was yesterday. Yesterday's Monday. What day is it? It's when, so it's Monday, not yesterday, Monday. We were talking about how, he has to list late at night, and we just have to find the time and become more efficient and efficiency comes in listing items that are going to have better margins. That helps too. Okay, Kelly, so how do you handle when people buy something or win an auction and never pay? Okay. Unfortunately, this no paying thing has become a more and more common thing. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why. This is why I steered away from doing auctions unless it's something that is really sought after and I know it's going to go higher. Because I don't know, if it's just like they're the only bidder, they just decide that they went and bought a buy it now item and they're not going to pay for it. It's become and I swear, like 20% of the listings that people buy, they aren't paying. Especially the buy or the make offer. Like they'll make an offer and I'll accept it, and I accept my offers pretty quickly, and then they won't pay for it. And so how I've been dealing with this is I will wait about a day, and then I'll message them and say, hey, are you actually gonna pay for this? Like, what are your intentions? Like, let me know. And if I don't hear anything back, I think eBay gives you 3 days, and then I'll open in a claim. And then, of course, you'll win the claim because they are MIA. And then you just get your fees back. But you have to, like, if someone doesn't pay for something, you have to file a claim that they didn't pay, or eBay still charges you the fees, which is really poopy. I don't know. Just the way they're set up. They charge you the fees as soon as it sells. So there's that. Yeah. These are great questions. Thanks, guys. Keep them coming. Again, I am so sorry. I have this horrible cold. Started on Monday. I'm 2 days into it. And it's really just, at least I was able to sleep last night. I did not sleep well the night before. Makes it hard when I cross post because I immediately take it down on the other marketplace and then I have to relist. Yes, I know. I know all about that. That's why sometimes you have to decide, is it worth it to cross post? Like, is there enough margin in that item to make it worthwhile to try to cross post it? Or should you just list some things some places and some things on Poshmark and decide which is best? Or maybe it's better just to focus on one for a while. I actually don't post as much on Poshmark as I did because I don't have time for the social sharing. And you know what really boosts my sales when I was focusing on Poshmark is, I'm going to bring it up on my phone. If you guys want the secret holy grail to selling on Poshmark that I found, like I generated $200 in sales in a week doing this, and then I didn't have time for it anymore. But one thing they don't tell you, and I haven't heard anybody else talk about this besides myself, but if you go into the Poshmark app, and I think you could even quit sharing your items more than once, like just share them once a day, but you could literally quit sharing your items, quit sharing other people's items, and just do this. And I think you would go gangbusters with sales if you just did this one thing. So if you go in and you go to your whatever your store is called, your closet's called, and then you go to find people, and then you go to new people, and you just start following all the new people, and you go in and you interact with all these new people. And the reason I discovered this one tip that, like, it was crazy how many sales I generated just by doing this, because the whole thing with Poshmark is that they want you to feed their algorithm of new things, right? And then they want you to drive traffic to your closet by getting people to share your things, right? So when I first started Poshmark, and this is how I discovered this, I was like really excited to be on that platform. And I was like sharing other people's stuff, going into their closet, like looking at their stuff, right? Sharing. And then I would find things that I wanted to buy because I was sharing their stuff and I was inside their closet because I was new. And then as I became older on that platform, I quit buying things. And so if you're sharing and interacting with mostly new people, they're excited to be here and they're more likely to buy your stuff, but you have to get them into your closet. And so what I notice is sometimes people will comment on one of your things, say, hey, like, welcome to Poshmark. Check out my closet. I've got cool stuff. And that is a really excellent way to get new people into your closet because they'll be like, oh, thank you. That person's so nice. They left me a message. Like, I'm going to go in here and like look at all their stuff, right? I wish it showed up better. And then I'll find things that I want to buy. But you guys should try this because I don't have time to be on Poshmark as much, but you guys are selling on Poshmark, like do this for a week and let me know how many sales you get from it because I think it's the key to making more sales is interacting with all those new people. And there is absolutely no shortage of new people. Like you could spend all day. Look at that. It just keeps going. All these new people. No shortage. Look at that. It just keeps going. Like interact with all these new people. Don't interact with the ambassadors. Like, you know what's ridiculous is that they're like, oh, look at where the ambassadors are. So you get into this, you click on your name and this is, the find people. And you have all the ambassadors down here. And this is the people that are like, oh, you should interact with ambassadors. The ambassadors are not going to buy things from you. They're in it to actually make money and not spend their money back on Poshmark. And they are so busy and so flooded with people liking and sharing. Look, 50K followers. I guess you can't say it. 50K. That gal is not going to interact with your stuff. But Victoria Smith, who has 152 followers, she will. Nora, who has 200, she will look at your stuff. Gavin, 101, she will look at your stuff because she is not busy. She does not have 50K people on her feed. She only has 10 items. But see, she's active. She's selling her stuff, meaning she's going to have money in her account to spend on your things. So it's what worked for me. It definitely, I think it's the key. Anyway, you guys, do you have any more questions? Put them in the little things so I can answer them for you. Otherwise, I will keep talking about Poshmark. I like this person's name. Get it while it's hot. That's that person's Poshmark name. Instead of actually putting their name, they put get it while it's hot. Okay. As far as eBay goes, I have too had the problem where I've had people make offers and they're not paying for their things. And so I don't know what the heck is up with that. I don't really know how to reduce that. Except for taking the offers quicker, which I already do. I already take the offers I look at my phone for like less than 10 minutes and I go, okay, I'll take it. Or no, I'm not going to. I'm going to get a counter. So that's kind of the thing. I don't know why it's happening. I think it might just be the shift because eBay is becoming more and more buyer centered and they're trying to compete with Amazon too much. And so they're spoiling the buyers. I think they should be kicked off if they don't pay for their more than 3 items. Like, don't even buy it if you're not going to pay for it. All right, Kelly, what are some keys to driving eBay sales? That's a good one. So on eBay, Amy brought this up too during our listing challenge call. And she had said that, she had been doing a bunch of promoted listings to drive more sales. And the fees like ate her up last month, right? And so that's one way you could go. You could promote your listings. Again, sorry, I have a cold. It's like the worst thing ever. You could promote your listings and pay more in fees. That's the easy route. The way I drive sales is that when I sell a lot of vintage and unique items, right? My items are kind of funky and weird. And so what I do is I will check comps when I list my items, and then I will price them 20 to 30% higher than the comps we're selling for. And then after about 2 to 3 weeks, some things will sell a little higher, which is great. And then after about 2 to 3 weeks, I will put my items in my store on sale. And as we discovered, you need to have at least a basic store subscription to be able to have sales. You can do startup store, but you can't do the sales like you can with a basic store. So I'll do a markdown on dang near my entire store for like 20 to 30% off. And this will drive sales in 2 waves. The first wave is when I first put everything on sale. The second wave is right before the sale ends. And you know why? Because the people have been watching your item. eBay will notify them that your store went on sale and their item went on sale. And then the second wave is right before the sale ends. eBay will remind them that their item that was on sale is about to expire. And I'll see like a crazy boost in sales at 2 points when I first put it on sale and when the sale ends. The other way you can drive more sales on eBay is to keep listing. Every time I list a batch of items, I will see an increase in sales on even my older items. I don't know what it is, eBay's algorithm, something like that. So that's why listing consistently will really help your sales. The other thing you can do is you can take traffic driving out of eBay's hands and you can start promoting your items on social media, as we talked about during our last coaching call. And so you can go on Instagram, you can go on Facebook, you could even do it from Craigslist, like whatever, just take it and start spending time sharing your items and building a brand on your social media and a following of people that like your things. And so you can drive traffic that way too. And a lot of people don't even know how to do that, but it's such an important skill to have because when your sales are slow, you shouldn't be sitting back and being like, why is eBay not showing my stuff? Like, yeah, it's annoying, but you could also be on Instagram sharing the link to your stuff and doing that. Yeah, that's a good question. This being sick thing like sucks. I've been sick for like 3 weeks. I got sick before I went to Phoenix. And then I got better. And then I went to Phoenix and it was sunny and beautiful. And I felt like $1 million. And then I came back Sunday. And then Monday I started feeling sick. And now it's like 40 degrees and raining and gray. And I'm sick. And I want to go to dance class. But if I go, everybody gets sick. And I'm just going to take a really hot bath and watch TV and be a bum tonight. Because being sick sucks. Okay, you guys. More questions, please. You can just leave a little comment and they show up in my feed, which is amazing. Super amazing. The other thing I wanted to ask everybody is I'm really thinking about starting like a little like community where I can like post all my special offers and give you guys tons of free stuff. Like, I wonder if anybody'd be interested in that. I know several other of the resale coaches like do that where they have like a $10 membership into like a little club and you get like one-on-one and the bolo guides and stuff like that. Kind of thinking about putting that together. Oh, and like shipping help. I feel like shipping is like, I get a lot of questions on shipping. I'm surprised I haven't any shipping related questions tonight. Yeah. How have you guys' Christmas sales been going? Have you guys seen an increase in sales for the holidays? I have little on vintage jewelry. I've seen an increase in sales on vintage jewelry, which is kind of surprising to me. But I guess not. Like if you're buying gifts for the ladies, vintage jewelry is good. Yeah. What else? Oh my gosh, did you guys see my alligator lamp that I got last weekend at the expo? It's so cool. I gotta show you. I know I posted a picture of it. I think I actually got like a comment from a lady who was super upset about the alligator head. She said it seemed really cool to have gotten a alligator head. Came from a meat farm though. It's not like he was killed just for his head. Okay. Yay, Amanda! One of my biggest months last month. I'm assuming it was Christmas sales. That's awesome. Yeah. My sales have been really steady. But yeah, Poshmark has been dead for me too, Kelly, but it's because I'm not active enough either. So if you don't find the time to do Poshmark, it might be good just to focus on eBay and start doing some of those social media ideas that we talked about to push more sales just on that one platform. Because it does take time to cross them over if you're not hiring an assistant. So if you took that time instead of posting on Posh to like promote more on eBay, might be a winning idea. Yeah. But yeah, my next podcast is going to be the top items that sell in my store. And I get asked that question a lot too. And it's funny because when you have a vintage and a junk store, like I don't have a million of one item. I have a million different items. So it's hard to be like, oh, this specific thing is the best selling thing when you just have so many different things. Here, I'll give you the Fiverr.com. See if it's gonna post. There you go. Oh, it posted, yep. So Fiverr.com is where I got my virtual assistant. You could just literally go to the website and search VA, virtual assistant, or Poshmark, like cross-posting, like a VA for Poshmark. There's like a ton of them. And it should be like 50 cents a listing. And there's a minimum of 25 listings, I think, is the gal that I used. But yeah, it's not expensive. And it was worth it if I could increase sales. You can also get a VA who does all the interacting for you. So that might help. Yeah. What else? You guys are awesome. So many good questions. Let's see, what did I get asked in the store? Oh, the one big question I get asked a lot in my store right now is because I have my building for sale. I've been really wanting to move for a really long time, like a year now, year and a half. Is I put my building up for sale because I was like, oh, it would be easier to sell my building than my business because my business is fairly new. But now, the end of the month, my listing expires and I'm going to put my consignment store up for sale. So that's my new project. I've got to get this whole like booklet done. And so I can start advertising that the store is for sale and pass it on to someone who wants to breathe new life into it. It's been steady and we made a $25,000 profit last year. That is with all the depreciation expense and stuff. So that's pretty good. But yeah, I'm excited to put that up for sale starting in March. Maybe like a new journey into, instead of selling the building, I'm going to journey into selling a business. Woohoo! But that's a question I get asked a lot right now because I have the for sale sign out for the building. They're like, how long has this building been for sale? And I'm like, literally a year. It's really surprising how many times people drive past me and then all of a sudden one day they'll be like, oh, it's for sale, like a year later. So random. Yeah. Okay. Any more? You guys are awesome. Like seriously, those are great questions. I should have had like a list of questions put together, but I've been selling a lot of clothing in the store. And what's funny is when I first started my store, I didn't even want to do clothing. Like seriously, I was like, I am not going to be another vintage or, junk store that sells a ton of clothing. Like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then one of my first vendors was a vintage clothing dealer. And she did better than everybody else in the store. And she did so well. She was like, had a 10 by 10 space, and she was selling $600 to $900 a month in her first few months in her 8 by 10 space. She's just doing, it was like less than $100 a month and for her rent for her space. And she was like, had the biggest checks every month. And so she left to open her own boutique across the river about 10 minutes from me. And I was so sad. I was so sad. And I was like, okay, well, she was doing so well finished clothing. I guess I have to do finished clothing. And so I started doing finished clothing. I like took her spot. I modeled exactly what she had. And then I started bringing in things similar to her. And now clothing is the best selling thing in my store. And so any of you guys who are watching who have consignment stores, clothing. I'm sorry. Being sick is like the worst. And I'm almost out of water. So I'll have to go grab some more. And then everybody's going to disappear when I disappear. Oh, man. But yeah, now my clothing has expanded and it's like a quarter of my store. Good thing I can't get you guys sick from the screen, right? All day, like people want to shake my hand in the store and stuff. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm sick. I'm not touching anybody today. Oh. Do you include a picture of measurements when you list? Oh my gosh, this is a great question. So let me give you a website, size.ly. Hopefully it comes through. Okay, so that, or maybe it's, I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me check. There's a website. It's not an app, it's an actual website. There we go. That's the right one. And they give you pictures. Wait, why am I getting a, oh my gosh. Hold on one second. I gotta get more water before I die. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I knew that was gonna happen. Okay. So yeah. Let me find this website. Yeah, size.ly. And that is the website for, I don't know why this 404 thing is coming up right now. It's size.ly. And so that's the website that I use, and you can sign up for free. And it will create images that show you where to measure your stuff. It looks like that, if you can see it. There's an image. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. And so what I do is I go on the website and I take a screenshot of it after I put all the measurements in, and then I load that for my clothing items. And I don't do that for every item, just for items that are like vintage and off sizes. If it's like a Columbia jacket and a medium, everybody knows what that sizing looks like. But if it's like this dress behind me, oh, this way. That's like an off size because it's a designer, like a vintage designer dress. So I would take measurements of it. Okay. How do you find, maybe you could do a screen share here. Hold on, let me see. I could show you guys how to find VAs on, okay, let's do this. Screen share. There we go. Okay, so let's go over here and find a virtual assistant. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. It is actually sharing my screen, I hope. I think you can find one for Poshmark. Here we go. So all of these lovely people will be virtual assistants for your Poshmark. These are people that will share. These are people that will cross-post. These are people that will help you with Poshmark. And there is a ton of them. So just go to Fiverr and search virtual assistant Poshmark, and you guys can get help. I hope that showed up okay. It should have. Anyway. Oh, how do you vet assistants? That's a really good question too. Let's go back and talk about that. All right. So when you vet these, you can, it's obviously showing you by relevance, but you could do best selling, or let's see. Like obviously some of these people, I wouldn't go with the one that has the most reviews because they're probably super, super busy. Of course, there's level 2 seller. So she's obviously really good. I like to go with people that have a little bit of reviews. As long as they're 5-star. So like this gal has 19. So she's just getting started. So she's probably knows what to do, but doesn't have as big of a following. I mean, it's such an easy job that as long as they are doing it, you're going to be fine. I mean, it's not like she's going to go in and delete all of your stuff and be just a horrible person. She's trying to make a couple bucks and help you out. And it's an easy job. Like social sharing and cross-posting, super easy. And you could just, have, and what you have them do is when they cross post between your Poshmark to your eBay, you have them save it as a draft. And so when they won't actually post it, you'll be able to go back and list each draft and make sure all the information looks okay and the shipping's set up right and all that kind of stuff. So when I have my gal help me list, I just have her save it as a draft, and then I go back and I'll then post everything for sale when I verify that it looks okay. Because I've had issues with shipping on eBay, because if she's crossing a coat or a pair of jeans, those are obviously going to be heavier than 1 pound, and so they have to go priority, and anything else is going to go first class. So I want to make sure that is right, so I don't have to deal with the ding on shipping later when I didn't catch that it was going to New York from Oregon and it actually weighed over 1 pound and it had to go priority, but had been listed as first class. So that's what I do. But I often have them go from Poshmark and then cross it over to eBay. So if you're doing vice the other way around, I guess it would be a little easier. But that was just the way I had done it when I used my VA. Those are such good questions. All right, any more questions? I might end this a little early, 5-6 minutes or so, because God, I'm not feeling up to par today, unfortunately. It's been one of those things. Do you suggest priority if over or give multiple options? That's a really good question. So here's how I handle anything that is too heavy to go first class. So if I have a coat or some jeans that need to go priority, I will then give them the option of a flat rate. Because I am in Oregon and things often go to the Carolinas and Florida and New York and Maine, I want to give them the flat rate option of medium flat rate or a bubble flat rate if the item fits. If a pair of jeans will fit in the bubble flat rate, good. If a coat won't fit in there and you have to cram it, you need to go medium. So you have to make sure the item that you're offering in that flat rate will fit in that flat rate box. So that's a little extra work, but it's going to save you the heartache. And so because if you're like located in the middle of the states, you probably don't have to worry about that. But because things often go coast to coast for me, I try to get multiple options. And I only do 2. I do priority and a flat rate. I don't do priority and then like 2 flat rate. That'd be stupid. If you have regional boxes, I mean, you could do that, but now you're getting really eccentric about it. So it's always priority and then a flat rate option if the item fits in that flat rate. But you have to know that a puffy coat will not fit in the bubble mailer flat rate. It needs to go medium flat rate. So you have to know that. I hope that answers the question. But if it goes first class, I only offer first class. There's no reason to offer another option because first class is always going to be cheaper, and it is so incredibly rare that anyone cares. They want cheap. They want the cheapest shipping option. They don't care what class it is. They just don't want to pay much for it. Sometimes they don't want to pay at all. Do you have an intro to shipping on eBay? I do, Dolores. I do have an intro to shipping on eBay, and I'm currently working on launching that for you guys. I have it's a course that is a part of my bigger Clutter to Cash course. And so I'm pulling out just the shipping module in it, and I'm offering that for like ridiculously cheap this coming week. Like before I got sick, I was like almost ready to send that to you guys, that offer of just the shipping module. And then I got sick and I didn't do anything yesterday but watch movies. So that was my really unproductive day. It was just, I had a fever. Like I was like, I'm just not doing anything. And I was going to have that out to you guys, but no, I didn't. So if you are on my email list, Dolores, you should be there. You can also message me on Facebook or on Instagram, and I'll make sure I get that to you. But I have an entire video lesson course, and I'm going to offer one session of group coaching with that to explain things more. And that's all going to be offered. I think the price point on it is $47 for that entire shipping module. That is a part of my bigger $500 Clutter to Cash course. So that is coming your guys' way really, really soon. So I'm really excited because I'm also talking about shipping integrations it's like my secret, my secret to international shipping. Because I've noticed that a lot of new sellers can't even use the global shipping program in eBay. And I find that about 20% of my items ship globally. And so if you guys aren't able to offer global shipping and you're having to like figure it out, like the shipping classes and stuff for international shipping, that's really difficult. But yeah, Dolores, if you want to message me, I'll make sure that I can get that to you and get you the link and stuff. Just make sure to be on my email list. You guys can all get on there and get my guide, which is the 5 steps to a successful online resale business at www.resellrevolutionnow.com. So I'm going to put that right here, reselrevolutionnow.com. So if you go to that website, you can download the guide and you'll get onto my email list. And when I release that, everyone on my email list is going to know first because that's how it works. And you guys also get like tons of tips and tricks. And I literally tell you all sorts of fun things. And my podcast releases and all that kind of stuff is all to those people on my email list. So it's kind of a place to be. It's where the cool kids club. Yeah. Yeah, because over 15 years, I've actually gotten really good at shipping stuff on eBay, including fragile things. There's an example in there where I shipped this art glass horse. It's super thin, like this thin. And I shipped this thing and it survived. It went to the East Coast from Oregon and it survived in one piece. And it was like 8 inches tall by 6 inches. No, it's 8 by 8. But it was so thin. And it actually shipped and survived. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I know. I feel poopy. Being sick is the worst. So, anyway, I appreciate you guys all joining me. Like, this is lovely. Sometimes I do these and I talk to myself for an hour. It's so nice that you guys are all here. It's okay. I get to talk like all day long to all the people that come in my store. If any of you guys have ever considered having a vintage store, it's actually really fun. You get to talk about junk with other people all day long. Like I had a couple come in and they were looking for like one of those old rusty milk cans I don't have one right now. The last one I had was spray painted blue. I don't know why you would spray paint them. They look so great all rusty. But I sold that one a while ago. What else did I have? Oh, it was kind of a slow day in the store today because it's a Wednesday. Yeah, it's a Wednesday. Wednesdays are the slowest. When I first opened my store, I was always closed on Wednesdays until I had this lady. I was like, I would work in the store on Wednesdays. This time I could like, clean and rearrange. And she like banged on the door and she's like, why would you be closed on a Wednesday? And I was like, because it's the slowest day. Mondays are pretty good, but Wednesdays suck. They're slow. I'm closed on a Wednesday. Oh, she was mad. So I was like, okay, well, maybe Wednesday is an unconventional day and I should be closed on a Monday. So I went to being closed on a Monday, and now people still show up on a Monday and go, why are you closed on a Monday? Because Sunday is really busy. You can't make everybody happy. Diane says, it seems every time I get fly, I get sick. Yeah. I was so careful though. I washed my hands. I don't remember seeing anybody sick. I think it's just because I was in warm weather and then I came back to like cold and gloomy. And I was sick 2 weeks ago and I could feel it like kind of hanging on. I feel like it just flared up again. I'm hoping I'm done for the year. I always get sick right around the holidays and then I'm like good the rest of the winter. So I'm hoping this is it. This has been the worst. Ugh. I'm supposed to go to salsa dance tonight, but now I'm just like sick. It sucks. And then tomorrow I got a Chamber of Commerce meeting and swing dance, and I don't think I'm able to do any of that either. Poopy. All right, you guys, we got a couple more minutes. More questions, or I'm going to let y'all go, and I'm going to go take a long hot bath, and I'm going to figure out what I'm going to make for dinner. And I'm going to be sad that I'm missing my dance class because I'm sick. And I don't want to go and get everybody else sick because that's rude. Because literally, if one person goes to a dance class and they're sick, we dance with everybody. Like, everybody's going to get sick. Don't do that. Okay. What else? Anyway, if I don't have any more questions coming, much love you guys. And remember that it's just about to be the new year. So whatever those goals are, make sure to share them in the Ladies and Gentlemen of Resell group so we can all support you and cheer you on, because nothing is cooler than being a reseller and changing your life through generating more money on the side. And when you have a mini business like this, you have all the control. All the control. It's so incredibly easy to go to a thrift store and find more stuff to sell. Like, that's the easy part. It's selling it. That's the hard part. But you guys can definitely do it. Like, for real. On global shipping, do you pay to ship it to eBay? So, how the global shipping program works on eBay. And this is not international shipping. This is their actual GSP program. And you, as a seller, do not pay. Well, okay. I don't offer free shipping, so I don't know how this would work if it was free shipping. I think it would absolutely suck if you were doing free shipping, because the global shipping program is more expensive to ship international than just shipping international, but it's because it's like a white glove service that eBay is providing. And so I have my buyers pay for it, so I don't actually know how much more expensive it is, but I've heard it's quite more expensive. So this is why using a shipping integration for your international shipping kind of gets you a boost up, because now your rates are more affordable and it makes you more competitive. But global shipping program, you ship it to eBay's warehouse, and then eBay opens it, make sure it's packaged good enough to go to its final destination, and then they forward it and deal with insurance claims and customs and that kind of stuff. But as a seller, I don't pay anything because my buyer paid for shipping, and I don't always know what they paid. Yeah. Okay, you guys. I'm going to stop 10 minutes early. Sorry. Such good questions. But I will see you this time next week. I'm going to make this a daily habit, a weekly habit, not a daily, weekly habit. And I'm also going to post this broadcast into the Ladies and Gentlemen of Resale Facebook group. So you can rewatch it if you missed it or want to clarify some more questions or add some comments. Okay, much love, you guys, and I will see you later. Bye.